Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you're new here, thank you. I call you my friend. If you come and hang out in my craft room with me, doesn't matter if it's your first time. Weekend updates is just exactly what it sounds. What crazy stuff is Sarah doing this weekend? I have a tendency to start more things than anyone should, leave a tornado of a mess, but I have a lot of fun and I show you my mess. I don't just show you this little area so you can see what I'm up to. This weekend, we are doing a little bit of stuff. My neighbor Noni is getting her knee done this week, so we've been prepping for that and trading some stuff. I had a whole bunch of magazines set aside from Mary for her, and so sent those over. She's setting up little crafty stations. Hopefully, if you're laid up in some way, you have somebody who will be your gopher for your craft supplies. A spouse will try and help you, but every once in a while, I just got to get over there and get stuff for Noni, right? Because they just don't know what we need. They don't know all the accessories and the parts. If you're laid up, hopefully you have a cute little station next to you and you're crafting and watching YouTube and you have an iPad that has lots of power. Today, I had all day and I was working on an awesome project that I'm not going to show you because it is the new version of Smash That Small Paper Pad. So you'll see it at the end of the month. I think the 30th is when you'll see it. The only hint that I'll give you is the idea came from Project 39 mini albums from Debbie's channel. So just saying, it's probably pretty cute. I think that's pretty much done and mostly cleaned up. I made sure it was put away so you wouldn't see it when we look around. Today, I got more basic gray paper in the mail. Yep, that's what happened. Now, I blame Noni because she sent me the link. But look at this deliciousness. That's what this is. This is a basic gray collection from 100 years ago. Basic Gray doesn't make paper anymore. They do fabric. For Basic Gray, this is kind of a geometric masculine pattern. They had a lot of like organic kind of crazy stuff, but they always had that like texture and dimension, almost the mixed media look to things. Even though geometrics aren't my go-to, I do love circles all the time. And the orange and the blue and the gray and the yellow. I mean, Cheryl, what do you think about this? How do you feel about orange and with your blue and yellow? So I'm going to put this in my Basic Gray stash and it feels like a journal to me. What does it feel like to you guys? What does it say? And part of it is the scale of the patterns. I mean, there's just really big stuff on here. When we talk about making cards with 12 by 12, all you would end up with was a blue background. It wouldn't be very exciting. But, oh my gosh, and look at this one. Deliciousness. They had that mixed media look to them. The interest in the patterns, not solid colors. I like this one too. So that's what I'm thinking. These are like punch outs, cut aparts, not stickers. The stickers are alphabets, which because I'm a Basic Gray fan, I have too many alphabets, but it's okay. And I do love the blue. Noni sent me that link and I just sent it right to Mr. Crafting and Relaxing and he ordered it up. It was on eBay. USPS did put it in my mailbox, which was a little distressing for me, but it was just kind of like that. I mean, I have a really big mailbox, so it worked out. It didn't go to my P.O. box though, which I guess is probably good because if they would have put it in there, that wouldn't have been good. I don't think I showed you this butterfly. Maybe I did. This was a butterfly that I did with that stencil that Noreen sent me from South Africa. I embossed it. I used my Distress Oxides along the edge. And then in this middle part right here, I think I used this thing. It's like a bingo dauber. You're supposed to refill your pads with it or something. I got it at a creative reuse store. But look, at the end of it's like a dauber. It doesn't take the fanciest product to emboss. You need moisture. You might be able to emboss with the bingo dauber. You might have a marker sitting around. This is an actual embossing marker. You might be able to do it with like a wet paintbrush. I was going to show you some other embossing gadgets, but I can't find them right now. So there are a lot of options as far as embossing with stencils. You can get it wet and it will stick. Any pigment ink will work. A distress oxide is a combination. A color box is a pigment stamp pad. You can use your daubers to apply it, or you could just brush it along. On these, I used the dauber a little bit on the edge, or one of these, or a Q-tip. You can use the makeup brushes. It does not matter what I use. What matters is what's in your craft room. Don't tell me there's nothing in your whole house that'll work. So that's how I did the butterfly. I really like how this one turned out. The gold marker is a little bit narrower than my black one. It's a little softer. I like gold and black with my pastels in spring. I'm ready for spring already. The other thing that came up last week as a question was texture paste. I mentioned it because I used it in a video with this stencil. Texture paste is, I'm not going to touch it because it'll be all over me. It's white like frosting. It dries textury. This is the one that I did in the basic gray video. So this is just white paste on a patterned paper. And of course you could use it on solid paper. You could apply ink. You can do all kinds of things to that. I typically use a gift card or a hotel key or something like this. I don't love this Ranger container for the texture paste because it's not wide enough. If you're a mixed media person and you have gesso, but you don't have texture paste, you can use your gesso too. Gesso is probably going to be a little bit smoother, maybe a little more solid, not quite as textury, but it'll get you the same idea, and my gift card fits in there. This is probably a pretty good price for this. I picked this up at a creative reuse store. I don't believe it was open, but it's probably a little more than that retail. And then here's an example. I cleaned off the card at the end, the gift card. It just makes fun texture. You can ink on it, you can pile it up, you can make snow with it. Noni gave me a few fun things recently that she ran across. This is really cool trim, gold trim. Somebody bought it like as a sewing notion, I think. I might work this into the butterfly journal because I do like gold with my pastels. If I feel like it's too dark or too vintagey, then I'll put it in with something else. But if nothing else, maybe an inch or two for an embellishment. It looks like it unravels a lot. Maybe I need to burn the edges or glue them or something. Very cool. This one I just wanted you to see because it cracks me up. It's made in the US and it's made fiber of undetermined origin. I used to go to Ben Franklin with my grandma like 100 years ago. There's still a few Ben Franklins in the Pacific Northwest, but not many. But that just cracked me up. Fiber of undetermined origin. And again, this is something that you could use in your embellishments, your clusters. If you do mixed media or junk journals, or you're into stuff like this, then any bits of anything, even if it's maybe a little yellowed or wrinkly or the edges are frayed, you can use any fiber of undetermined origin. All right. I think that is all the stuff that I really wanted to show you as far as what came in. I really resisted the urge. It is 5:45 p.m. and I have been really resisting the urge to go to the thrift stores or to Craft Warehouse to see what's going on there. Craft Warehouse is open till 8, so I can't make you any promises, and I might still weekend. But I really was trying to focus my day on getting my projects done, not buying more. That's one of the biggest issues for me. You know, as somebody who works full time and then you want to craft, if you spend half a day on the weekend shopping, you don't have as much time to craft. Unless you're better about staying up at night, but I'm not good at nights. I want to talk to you about stamp storage because I'm having a little trouble with this. Last year sometime, maybe it was before that, I turned my stamps around. And I think Eileen commented that maybe she was going to try it too. And then my plan was, I can't remember if I turned them all around or if I was putting them away backwards. If I didn't use them after a long time, that they would go. I thinned quite a few, but a lot of these are Well, personal stamp exchange. I'm not getting rid of any of those. I don't care what you say. I'm going to save them. I'm going to use them forever. And probably when I can't stamp anymore, they'll hang on my living room wall. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Absolutely. I can't get rid of them. So I'm looking for more storage. What do you use for your wooden stamps? And I need to hear from you butterflies, not you people who put everything in a drawer with an organized lid and then you have to use 2 hands to get it out. No. Butterflies, how do you store your wood stamps? This thing I love, and I was trying to find another one. It's from IKEA, probably 15, 20 years ago, before there was an IKEA in Oregon. I got this in Washington, I think. The back is white and there are holes drilled in it. I don't think I drilled the holes. So maybe it was meant to be a shelf for a wall. Maybe I did and it was meant to be a drawer organizer. I don't know. But if you've seen anything like this at IKEA or anywhere lately, please tell me, because I would really like one. This is an old print setter's drawer. These are fairly collectible and not real easy to pick up. I saw one that was like too big for my wall, but they're not cheap. I am expecting more woodblock stamps from the family that porch dropped from their grandma, and she had great taste, so there's a good chance I'm keeping them. And as you can see, I'm already struggling to put things away. I know that many people don't like woodblock stamps because you can't restamp it. If you don't get it right the first time, if you miss on part of the word, then you restamp it. I don't care, I'll restamp it. I love to be able to reach up on the wall, grab one, and stamp your envelopes when I'm doing Happy Mail and not have to find a block. There are pros and cons of wood stamps and clear stamps because I don't have that many blocks and, I'm going to show you, it's bad. I'm thinking this drawer needs some work because I have outgrown my stamp drawer. By the time I pull out the stamp, remember what I'm looking for, go through all the sets, then find a block, we've exceeded my interest in that particular stamp for an envelope or Happy Mail, or maybe even the card I was going to use it on, because there's probably one up here that would have worked. The next time I thin, what I really need to do is lay out my wood block stamps and my clear stamps, because I thinned wood to wood and said, oh, I like this thinking of you better, or no, I will keep the personal stamp exchange flowers, but get rid of the other flowers. I haven't gone through all. Most of these, like these, those were $1 a piece at a garage sale nearby. So I haven't really spent a lot of time with them. It's not like I spent hours looking through them and shopping and getting to know them. When they're $1, you don't think that long. If you have woodblock stamp ideas, I want to hear them. Mr. Crafting and Relaxing made these shelves, but my request for more has not happened. So maybe in the spring, we'll see. I wanted to show you this picture that my sister did. Those two back there she did, but look at this one. She posted it on Instagram and I was like, oh, that makes me happy. And now it is mine. I don't know if the picture will show you, but look at the texture. Can you see it? It is just cool. She does all kinds of paintings. Like this is probably one of her most boring paintings ever, but it just speaks to me. I love it. Love it, love it. So you can see I have some messes over here. If you saw last weekend, it's probably a lot of the same stuff. It's just messier. I still need to finish the rest of my Happy Mail, get caught up on that, and put more stuff away. I don't know what's going on here. I haven't used the sewing machine this week, so I haven't decided for sure if it's going to stay there. But so far, it hasn't annoyed me except the pedal. So the pedal cord was in front of the drawers. That I didn't love. I didn't have that worked out exactly. This week, I'm going to have, I think midweek, probably Wednesday, a Joya Blue behind the scenes video. It's a process video, but it's missing parts here and there. It's definitely not a tutorial. If you enjoy my process videos, you'll probably want to check that one out. I don't know if I've ever said anything, but my videos come out at 8:45 or 9 a.m. Pacific time. Pacific Northwest, if there's no video for you in the morning, it's probably not going to happen. Every once in a great while, I think I did updates Sunday evening when it was Thanksgiving weekend, something like that maybe, but typically not. I do not know what I'm going to work on tomorrow. I haven't decided yet, and I'm really torn. There's a lot of options. I could deal with this, and this is a container of UFOs, cute things that weren't put away right. There's a journal cover that I never made the journal for. It seems overwhelming, so I don't think I'm going to go for that. Somebody mentioned the dog journal and that they'd like to see me work on that. I'd like to see me work on that too. So what I decided is the butterfly journal bin is sticking out. I'm not going to start the butterflies yet. The last thing that's left in my goals for January is to do a UFO, an unfinished object. So if I pulled out the dog journal and worked on it, that'd be a pretty good idea for tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be pretty good. And I don't know if you've seen my backyard tours, but I, every once in a while, will take you outside because crafting and relaxing, you're moving around, you never know what I'm going to do. I spray paint things, whatever. I need to get my backyard tidied up and ready for spring. And we're going to have a building project. In my videos, you may have once noticed that I had a party tent over my deck and it has sprung many leaks. This is the year that we need to make a move on that. So I'm trying to get my plants trimmed back, tidied up, get ready because it's going to be a wild ride and then we'll have painting to do. You know how it is. And then that way I'm pacing myself because have you ever gone out on that first day in the spring when the weather's great and then you can't walk on Monday? Well, I do that. But we're in that part of the weather where it's 50 degrees and sunny for a couple hours. Today, I think it was maybe 2 hours. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be a little longer. It's hard to hurt yourself in that amount of time. I'm not saying you can't do it. So I'll probably spend some time outside tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. And I might give you a sneak peek of some of my projects on Instagram in my story. I'm kind of thinking a lot of you have been talking about how you clean up between projects. And I'm thinking maybe before I pull out the dog journal, maybe I should do an aggressive tidy. I already did a 30-minute tidy up recently, so I feel like I shouldn't have to do another one. But when I look around the room, that's the reality. Oh, I want to show you Nancy's shakers. Remember how Nancy asked for the video of the shakers? I'm going to put in a picture of the shakers. She made more in one day than I think I've ever made total. She had a lot of snow, I think. So really, you get a lot of crafting done when you have a lot of snow. So take a look at those. Then the other thing is, I know a lot of places are going backwards, tightening up, shutting down. Don't forget that you could do Google Hangouts, you can FaceTime, you can Zoom, you can pop right into each other's craft rooms and hang out. Google Hangout seems to have a 1 hour limit now where it just shuts off after an hour in the free version. That's fine. You can schedule another one right after it, or maybe you're tired of each other after an hour. The only thing is, if you're going to do sewing, you probably want to mute on your end when you're running your sewing machine. It's a little easier if you're just paper crafting or making embellishments, or even maybe you put your laptop on the counter and you're gluing tiny flowers together or something. So that's my idea if you're feeling trapped at home and a little bit stuck, okay? Because there is a way for you to connect with people. I don't think I've actually used my happy birthday dies yet, have I? Oh, maybe I used this one on basic gray. This one I haven't tried out yet. Okay, I think that's it. It feels really disjointed and rambly this week, more so than normal, but I think it's because I can't show you the project that I worked on that is awesome, by the way. It's not awesome because it's my project. It's the paper and the project that just make it super cool. And I think I want to do more of those. So maybe I'll do some with different kinds of paper. In a perfect world, I would have done 3 at a time, right? Or 2 at a time like Debbie does, but I'm just not there. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking good care of yourselves and not letting this crazy world stress you out. Bye-bye.